Hello and welcome to another Talking To episode. I'm your host Teddy, and today I'm being joined once again by...
Hayden.
And today we're going to talk about the TMNT, the 2012 Season 2, Episode 12 of Rats and Men. So, what do you think about this episode briefly?
Oh, well, where do I start? This episode, I don't think I can put it into words. This episode was a really good one, don't get me wrong. I loved it. But how the episode played out was completely unorthodox. It was completely and utterly mental. Like, how this episode got aired in the first place, I haven't a clue.
Yeah, I mean, I think that this episode was like one of these ones that I don't think many people really thought too much of. And then, like, going through it was just like one of those episodes where it's like you enjoyed it, but then you get to the end bit and you're just like, yeah, this is a top 10 episode for sure. Oh, God. Okay, so let's start off this episode. So, we do get to see Casey and Irma, they're out patrolling the streets. And that's when we do get to see April pick up the cat and says that's adorable before Casey and April goes off to a lair and April gets attacked by a big rat. So, what do you think about that opening scene?
April gets attacked. I thought.
Oh no!
It's Irma that gets attacked.
Yeah, it's Irma. But either way, what did you think about that scene?
To be honest, that was alright. It wasn't too much. I can't say too much. I liked how they subtly put the fact that Casey and April's relationship is developing, like the subtleness of Casey saying, "Oh, thanks for coming along, Irma." It's like we didn't need like a third wheeler on our date, sort of thing. I'm like, oh, and then of course how they looked at one another. I'm like, oh no, yeah, just how they looked. That the subtle look gave it all away, and I'm thinking this is gonna go down pretty bad. Like, either one or two ways can come from this. It's either going to be good or it's either going to be bad. And later on in the episode, we see Donnie's reaction to it. I'm like, oh, what's going to happen here? Is it all going to kick off or whatnot? But yeah, that was all right.
Yeah, I mean, I found the Casey bit with him saying this all day. Oh god, it's just like another one of those like cringy bits, just love stuff and yeah. But with the cat, that's
lovey-dovey. I'm like, nah.
Yeah, with the cat. Okay, so a few things I want to say about the cat because it's all. So one, April said the cat looked adorable. That cat was not adorable. It looked very sickly and looked like it was gonna die with how skinny it was.
Oh, yeah, massively. I'm thinking, put that cat down because one, you don't know it's New York, you don't know where it's been, and two, just don't.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going into the next scene. We do get to see Mark Splinter is training with turtles, and he's put a blindfold on. And Leonardo, do get to see Leonardo fighting him, but Splinter basically owns him and beats him up. So, what do you think about that scene there?
To be honest, it was nice to see Master Splinter training with the turtles again. It was pretty cool to see him and how his ability as a master is superior to his like students and all that. It was pretty funny to see Leo get his ass handed to him. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, I really did enjoy the training scene because again, like with most training scenes, I absolutely enjoyed them. And this one, I found it to be like very creative with like seeing Mark Splinter there fighting without his like fighting without sight, which something which I don't normally get to see too often. And I really did enjoy it for how creative they was able to get. And I don't know, it's always been one of those things that it's just so fun and creative, and something which I would like to see them do a lot more of in terms of like training stuff, because it's just so fun to see. And especially when you do get to see stuff like this where they get like very creative and do unique things, I just want to see so much more of it. But then we do get to see Mark Splinter, he gets controlled by Rat King and he was about to swing at the turtles. What do you think about that scene there?
To be honest, I kind of knew that the Rat King was going to come back. Like, the title kind of gave it away. But to see how he came back and how we knew he came back, that was pretty cool to see. He took over Master Splinter for like a fraction of a second, and everyone, including myself, we all knew in the audience that he's back. The Rat King has returned, and he wants revenge. He wants blood.
Yeah, I mean, I found it to be like, a very interesting scene, and I do think that, like, especially with this episode, and there was a lot in here which really made me wish they did like do more of a build up to Rat King's appearance, or like his second, or like his like next appearance, because I think it would have been like really cool to have him like build up and like this be like the breaking point. I think that could have been really cool, but I think that like this little bit here where we do get to see him trying to fight Splinter in his mind and about to kill the turtles again, like very creative, and yeah. But then we do go into the next scene, which is an interesting one because we do get to see Mikey eating ice cream before April comes in with the cat, and that's when we do get the birth of Ice Cream Kitty. Oh, yeah. What do you think about Ice Cream Kitty?
This is the part where I have nothing to say. I really don't know what actually happened. Like, for the first time in I don't know how long, I actually don't know what to say. This is the weird thing about it, because I usually talk quite a lot, and for long-time viewers, you know that I like to talk a lot. But for this, I can't explain, like, what the actual hell did I just witness?
Yeah, it's an interesting mutation, and I think Ice Cream Kitty has always been like one of the best characters ever. And I mean, okay, so one thing we should do, it's not really spoiling anything, but you'll be surprised that they do actually have a voice actor for Ice Cream Kitty.
Really?
Yeah.
They went as far to give this kitten a actor.
Yes. But I'll go. Okay, I'll talk about it now because it's a really amazing thing. The voice actor who voiced Ice Cream Kitty is actually the creator of Turtles, Kevin Neeson himself.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. So the actual guy who made, the TMT is now, well, he's in it as Ice Cream Kitty.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't even know how that is gonna play out. Like, I don't even know how the voice is gonna play out in that. Like, it just sounds crazy to me. Like, the creation as well. And I quickly want to say this as well before we move on. How they managed to make Ice Cream Kitty, like, it was kind of messed up. Like, if I was younger, and if I was watching that, I'd probably, like, freak out as, like, oh my gosh, the kitten's dead. He's just melted into a pile of ice cream, and then he comes back to life, and he's an ice cream cat, or whatever he is. And I'm like, and then just it was just crazy. Like, he just melts in front of Mikey, and I'm not gonna lie, that could be like pretty traumatizing for Mikey. Like, oh my gosh, he's just killed a cat from his own stupid mistake of the retro mutagen. And by the way, I'm gonna go on again. They've already got the retro mutagen. They've already used it. Why don't they use it again? They had no clue. That's the one thing that annoys me, because they're still trying to find it, even though they've already got it.
Well, Hayden, do you really want to get rid of Ice Cream Kitty? Ice Cream Kitty's the best.
I understand, like, Ice Cream Kitty, I like him as a character. Like, he's cute, he's funny, it's wacky, but it was just really messed up of how he was made. Like, come on.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I know that kitten was already dying, but Jesus, that was just kind of brutal, He just eats the ice cream, he melts into the ice cream. I'm like, what the? It kind of threw me off Ice Cream for like a bit. Like, oh my gosh, that doesn't want to, like... Luckily enough, I wasn't eating ice cream at the time of watching this, because that would have just put me off for good, but it was just really messed up in how it was, like, presented. It was just... Yeah, I've never seen someone or something presented like that before. Like, I watch different types of things and all that, but that was really weird how that went.
Well, it's kind of weird, but basically, like, Mikey, like, he's, like, licking him, I find that to be extremely weird because, like, I can understand. Like,
Oh god, don't get me started.
yeah, he's basically eating him alive. Oh god. Shall we move on?
It was. Yeah, let's move on before we lose our minds again.
Okay, so with the next bit, we do get to see Splinter, he's meditating, and we do get to see Rat King is coming to his mind, and we're talking. What do you think about that scene there?
That was pretty crazy. Like, to see him again, and how they showed like the flashbacks to him, like the zombie face. I don't know why. I kind of got spooked. Like, I wasn't expecting his face just to pop up on my screen. I was like, what the? It kind of reminded me of the old game Scare Maze. Do you remember playing that?
No.
Basically, there's a maze, and you have to navigate through this maze. And of course, once you complete said maze, a giant, scary, Annabelle-looking, 9-ring-looking demon comes out and just scares the living crap out of you. That's how it kind of reminded me of the old Scare Maze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
but yeah, overall, I really did enjoy it. Like, it was super cool how they reintroduced the Rat King again.
I mean, like, this scene here, I really want to enjoy it and love it because, but I think that, like what I said earlier with like where I feel like they should have built him up a bit more. I do feel still like this would have been like one of those scenes that would have been great to have that build up because even though Rat King is really great in Turtles, I feel still that he should be like a character that they build up, and this should have been like the breaking point. But I wanted to love it, but something about it just felt off. Like there wasn't really much there. It just felt as though that, oh well, you know, it's in this episode now and we're doing it. It just didn't really feel as though there was much impact there. So yeah. So we're going into the next scene, which I think is an interesting one because we do get to see Splinter going into the kitchen asking for a cheese stickle. Okay, yeah, and Mikey says no, and we do get to see Splinter acting like a rat. What do you think about that fight scene?
I knew something was going to go wrong when Master Splinter said a cheesicle. Like, you know something's gone on. Like, he if he's dropped down to like Mikey's food level, like, you know something's gone wrong. You know something horrible and terrible has gone wrong or is about to happen. That's how immediately I knew something bad was going to happen by Master Splinter's choice in food. That was just weird. But yeah, I really liked how he turned into a rat. Like, he went back to his like primal state, and he was just acting crazy, almost killing Casey in the process. And I really did like how Casey's reaction was to him going back to his primal state. Like, it's not helping him overcome the fear of rats, it just amplified it by 10. So that was quite funny to watch as well. But yeah, really cool how they did that.
Yeah, I mean, I really did enjoy this little scene here. I know that it was just like a really stupid one, but it worked so well, just like really embracing the Rat King vibe of Splinter. And the cheese stickle thing is an interesting thing because there is like later in an episode, I can't remember what one, but they do actually show Splinter eating a cheese stickle. So, so after that.
Wait, what? That's an actual thing.
But the cheese stickle thing is not really much of a food item. It's just a like a real cheese on a stick. That's all it is, and it's interesting. That's one way to describe it, or the only way to describe it.
Oh jeez, that is just crazy.
So yeah, then after that we do get to see Rat King is in the rain and tells all the rats to go out and fight people. And we do get to see an amazing fight scene with the turtles, Casey, go out and fight the rats before Casey gets kidnapped. What do you think about that fight scene there?
To be honest, that was very interesting. For the first time, like, the rats are in the sea and all that. Like, New York was actually being attacked by, like, the Rat King himself. Like, it was an actual wake-up call for the people of New York that there is something bigger going on, and they've actually seen the turtles, they've actually seen everyone, and yeah, just how crazy it was, like the chaos. Is something that I've never personally seen on the turtles so far, and I just loved it. Like, it was so cool, and how they got the rats, and they looked like they were eating people halfway through. I'm like, oh my gosh, they wouldn't actually eat people. Like, that's kind of crossing the line here. Like, but yeah, just seeing the people get taken, and of course the little girl as well. You see her crying, and then of course a moment later you see the rat eating the doll, and you think the worst has happened to her. And yeah, it was just absolutely mental and crazy how they played that out, and just seeing the rats come out at everyone. It was really cool. Like, the chaos was just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's like a lot of stuff in the scene here that I really enjoy. So with the Rat King, I want to talk about his stuff first. He gave the rats some really stupid names, but I don't know if they're like named after like any like sort of important people, because he seems like the person who would name them after like important people, but if they're not, then he gave them really stupid names. And then also, because this fight scene took place in the rain, really enjoyed that. We don't get to see as many fights in the rain. Also feels like they have like a different kind of energy and vibe to them, and it's just so amazing. With the patrol buggy bit, I honestly forgot that they had patrol buggies. It's been over 20 plus episodes since we last saw them, so it was quite nice to see them return. And yeah, Mikey with the cheese in his head again. None of those things. Well, okay, now Casey, he had an interesting bit where he was able to fight all the rats with a flamethrower and fireworks. What do you think about his bike and his arsenal with all those stuff on there? What do you think about that scene?
To be honest, that was just mental. I was not expecting Casey to pull out all the stocks on his like little bike. I would call that pretty cool. Like, that's something that I would love to have as a kid. Like, a full-on bike with all these buttons, with all these weapons, like the firework launcher, flamethrower. That was cool. Like, when it went slow-mo, and it cut to his face, then cut to the rats, it was really impressive. And I would go far to say that looked kind of badass, to be honest. Like, who wouldn't want to have a bike with a flamethrower, rocket launchers of fireworks, and all other gizmos that you could possibly think of? Like, who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, it's just an interesting bit. But then, like, the last thing which I found like to be pretty weird was the fact that we do get to see Casey goes down the sewers by the rat, and when he goes down, the rain just stops. Like, the rain stops. Like, that's just so weird.
Coincidence.
Yeah. So then the next scene we do get to see the turtles asking my splinter if they need him help, and he says no. So the turtles decide to get all geared up. Don't we say about that scene there or not?
Not really. It was pretty cool to see them teaming up and suiting up, and just seeing everyone getting ready to go. I didn't really have too much to say there, but how Master Splinter was so afraid of going with them because he was afraid that he might get under control again, in which we do see later on in the episode. It was just the fact that he was so fearful. Like, to see a character such as Wise and a powerful as Master Splinter actually being worried, like he was actually scared, not for himself, but for what he may do to his sons, his students, April, Casey, and everyone else. It was really weird, because he's a character that you look up to. He's a leader and all that, and just to see him afraid makes you uneasy. Like, it makes you insecure. Like this is like a really big game changer sort of thing.
Well, I mean, I must admit, with that scene there, it's like really weird, because because this is the one time the turtles should not be asking Master Splinter to come help. Because Master Splinter will do more damage than good, and if anything, turtles could handle the situation a lot better. It's not as if the turtles can't handle like a few rats, so I just found it to be so weird. And why now are the Turtles asking for help when, like last season with the season finale, there was a whole alien invasion. Oh no, don't ask them for that. And like, there's so many other like times when like the Turtles could have asked him to come help, and this is the one time that he asked for help. Oh god, that was yeah. But I did enjoy the giving up scene with Mikey again asking Kitty. Yeah. So then the next scene we do get to see the Rat King talking to everyone he's captured and was turned into rat people, and we do get to see his failed experiment. And oh boy, do you have anything to say about that scene there?
That was messed up.
Yeah.
It's like how it cut to like from 3D to like cartoon, and just to see like the human mouth. It's like, cheese. I need cheese. I'm like, okay, this is like really weird territory we're getting into now. Like, it was so weird. Like, good job on like the artists and the concept artists for that. That was really good job, and you definitely got the point over that the fact that this was a failed experiment and it needs to be put out of its misery. You did a really good job on that.
Yeah, it's just so disgusting to look at, and how did that get past censors? Who knows? But then we do go into the
times were different.
So then go into the next few fight scenes. Okay, so I just quickly want to talk about the Turtles and Ice Cream Kitty fighting, because like even though they did have like a quite good few fight scenes in there, my bit is something which we need to talk about a lot more. So what do you think about the Turtles versus Turtles and Ice Cream Kitty fight scenes?
To be honest, it's pretty cool to see Turtles go up against the giant rats and all that and fight them, but Ice Cream Kitty kind of just took it all, really. He just took it, really. Just seeing Ice Cream Kitty fly across the room, attacking, like, well, I say tried to attack him. He was like kind of like punching him with his ice cream paws at the Rat King. It was just like really cool. It was like cool to see, but it's like, do you really do much? Like, sure, you broke his concentration over Master Splinter, but he doesn't really have much fighting capabilities. He's just like, he's there as a distraction sort of thing, if you get what I'm coming from.
Yeah, I mean, I found like his fight with Rat King was just amazing, and there was like so many great like fight scenes in here. I mean, just seeing Mikey just going like smell the cheese and then punching the rat. Loved that bit there, and like so many just great. And I felt like this whole fight scene was just so fun, and they used it to their advantage with Ice Cream Kitty. I mean, when Ice Cream Kitty fought off the rat and was getting eaten, I found that to be funny, but it was weird that Mikey was licking him afterwards. That was just, oh god, that was disgusting.
Oh, God, yeah, that's another thing. I don't want to talk about it, but I kind of do, because I want people to feel the way that I felt when Mikey was licking him. Like the very first time when we saw him in the first couple of scenes, and then now he's just licking him. It's like, one, you don't know where he's been. Two, that's like eating him alive, and three, just why?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is going to be one of these things. Basically, even though I think this is going to be like one of these things, but like it has the like same effect and equivalent of how we feel about like Donnie's relationship with April. Even though we enjoy it to a certain extent, there is a part of it that we just hate. And oh boy.
Yes.
But so then going into
that is true.
So then going into the next scene, Master Splinter versus the Rat King. Please just take it away.
Oh my gosh, where do I start? Right, that was cool. Okay, I'm just gonna say it, that was cool. Him and the Rat King going after one another, chasing him through the giant sewers. Like, we've never seen that before. Like the giant sewer pipe, we've never seen that before. That was pretty cool. But the fact that Master Splinter went after the Rat King, he faced his fear and defeated him through power of control and the great mindset and the great mental capacity that he has to withstand the Rat King's powers, was just pretty cool to see, and that was just really interesting, and I really did enjoy that. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna say this now, how he just yeeted that rat off his shoulder into the abyss, like, he had no mercy when he was doing that. Like, it's his own brother. Like, that maybe could have been like a brother, a cousin. Just yeeted him off the cliff. That rat's probably dead, and he had no mercy whatsoever, no soul in that move. But yeah, I digress. But it was just really cool to see the Rat King and Master Splinter go up against him, and to see the Rat King have his fear and his powers used against him from Master Splinter. And it was just really cool at the end to see Master Splinter remove the headband, and it just cuts to that iconic cartoon ending, which I absolutely love, because it kind of reminds me of like old manga, old anime cartoons and all of that. And it's just like the badass ending is like, look, you are no longer my king, and that line just took it for me, really.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so many great things in this scene here. I mean, I loved the when like Master Splinter was chasing the Rat King down. He runs so fast, and seeing all the waves of rats just come behind him, that was amazing. And then like seeing Master Splinter fighting the Rat King, I just found this fight scene to be so creative and so fun. Just because like normally you don't get to see Master Splinter fighting or anything like that, and it was just so great to see that. And then going back to like how we started off with the beginning bit, where we get to see Master Splinter blindfolded, and seeing like the Rat King out of his element with like different Master Splinters behind him and sort of torturing him in a way. It was just so fun and creative, and I just enjoyed how they was able to like show it off, and was able to show like a different Master Splinter. But I found it so weird that Master Splinter decided to kill the Rat King. Or was that just me?
To be honest, I would probably kill the Rat King if I was in Splinter's position, because one, he has control over you, and two, he's a threat to you and your family, and three, he's just like enemy number one in general to like the whole population of Earth and all that. So I would probably do the same. I'd probably kill him right there and then, just to like avoid any future transgressions or plots to kill you or your family and all of that. But yeah, but I'm thinking he's definitely going to be returning, like maybe at the season finale, or maybe like in next season. I'm not too sure, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I just found it like so weird, just because like Master Splinter, he's like a character who basically got to tell and tell them like, no, you shouldn't kill characters. But yeah, like this one time that this character would do something to Master Splinter, he's like, yep, I'll kill you. I just found it to be like really weird that Master Splinter is the one to do it, because he's the character who would say to our characters like, no, don't kill them. So I just find it so weird, but cool at the same time. I don't know, I'm too conflicted about all this. But yeah, what about this episode overall?
Overall, this episode was quite good. I really did enjoy it, and I know I'm probably not going to say it because I say it all the time, but I'm not going to say it's my number 10 because I've said it for the last three or four episodes, and I can't keep doing it. But this is a really good one, and I would recommend it to the highest, because it's just so weird, so wacky. Like, it's a really good one, a really great one to see the Rat King back, and just to see everything else. Sure, there are some parts that I wish I never saw, like the creation of, Ice Cream Kitty and Mikey, and his like unsatiable hunger just to lick him. Like, I just don't anymore. I just don't know what to say to that. But apart from that, I'd rate it 10 out of 10 episode.
Yeah, I think that for me, this is definitely a top 10 episode from season 2. I think that like, for the majority of this episode, it was like really fun and really great, and it's just like normal Tale stuff which you would expect. But I just think that the whole new ending with like how they portrayed it with Splinter fighting Rat King and with how deep it got. It's just one of those ones so you can't. I feel like it's like one of those fight scenes so you just can't explain for like how good it is, but it's just so amazing. Okay, so do you want to hear some comments now?
Let's hear them.
Okay, so on YouTube there was one person, the Life with Kids 1 to 50. They put this episode is what made this version of Splinter better than any other variant. Okay, so with that in mind, do you think that this version of Splinter is better than the 2003 Splinter because of this episode?
Ooh, that is a difficult one. Damn it, I don't know. I really do enjoy 2003 and 2012. But if I'd have to choose, I'd have to choose 2012. I'd have to choose this Master Splinter.
Yeah. I'd definitely say that 2012 Splinter is the best one, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that this episode is the main reason for it, but it's a really great episode for my Splinter. Okay, so on Reddit there was quite a few. Freelance Wolf puts, aside from Musk and Kitty, the scene where Musk took off the bandana at the end is the best scene. And yeah, I can't deny it, that is one of the best scenes.
That was awesome.
Witch97, they put, one of the very rare Splinter main episodes. I think only 2 or 3, lol. I do agree with you. So yeah, I must admit, I think this is like one of the best Splinter stories. And yeah. Cowabunga Crusade, they put, I agree, this episode was absolutely dope. I really like the stuff with Splinter and Rat King and Ice Cream Kitty was a great addition to the show overall. Also, I really appreciate the fact that they made Rat King an even more intimidating threat in this episode, rather than dialing back. And yeah, I must admit, I absolutely love how they went from, just taking, Rat King is like some of a threat and then just going to the absolute extreme this episode. ISR89, they put, cheese. Give me cheese! Okay, so on Facebook, Greg Foster...
there's always one.
Yeah. Greg Foster, they put, loved every episode of 2012 show, was disappointed when it ended, and I was disappointed that it was followed up by another show, saying that was the worst one, but that's up for debates. El Paco, they put, Splinter vs. Rat King, the match we love to see. A great episode. I especially love the ending, and the episodes are after this were pretty interesting. So yeah, Death Case the Third, they put second Shredder may be Splinter's arch enemy, but the Rat King is basically a scarecrow to Splinter's Batman. You know what I mean? Oh my god, yeah. I didn't really think about it that way. Oh, that's quite cool actually. Think about it like that. K-Dash...
Yeah, that's another way of thinking about it.
K-Rugul, they put, goodbye, my king. A person with a, I believe it's a Russian name, they put, I remember about 12 episodes of second season, that's not really much of a comment. Reese Masterman, they put, Rats of Men is one of the top 10 greatest Timothy 2012 episodes. Ever Rat King is amazing, scary and an amazing dark second arch evil enemy to Splinter. He's also the worst nightmare. He represented his dark side, and maybe the worst evil counterpart. Rat King was incredible. Kelly Redfern, they put, Rat King was a great character in 2012 series. Wasn't biggest fan of his origin. I've heard the comic book origins, but he was a great and very similar to the original comic books. Went on, and then another person with a difficult name to pronounce, so I'm not going to say it. Actually, I'm not going to say that one because that has a few spoilers. Okay, so don't hear some trivia about this episode.
Let's hear it.
Okay, gonna quickly just get this up. So for the trivia, it is when Irma mentions the rats share many similarities with human. She is referring to the fact that both of clade something known as super rates, which includes all humans, apes, monkeys, colleague rodents, rabbits, hares, and pikes, all which are more genetically similar to each other than the other animal. Okay. The title is a play on the novel of Mice and Men. I don't know if you picked up on that.
Mice and Men. What line was that? Sorry.
It was the title for this episode. The title was the title was of Rats and Men, which was a play on the words of the title for book of Mice and Men. We did it for one of our school projects.
Yes. Yes, I remember now. I remember. God, reading that book over the summer was ugh.
Yep. Okay, Rat King has tried to turn people into rat people back in the 80s show, although this time he captured Irma and Casey instead of Irma and Vern. Vern is a cameraman that worked with April. So Rat King, albino rat companion, Ostano, is named after the classical Greek philosopher-scientist. His mutant giant rats, whose given names at least, are all names after famous or infamous Romanian emperors. That's interesting. A bit stupid, but interesting.
Yeah, you said. Yeah, you wanted a reason why he named them that way.
Yeah. When the rats attack the city, the movie title in the cinema, Food of the Vermin 3D, is a nod to H.G. Wells' novel Food of the Gods, which was later adapted to a movie by Burt I. Gordon and Damien Lee Gone, Food of the Gods 2. The Rat King White Rat Astral is an analogous to Socorus. I know I said that wrong. The White Rat in Ratman's Notebook. The novel went on to inspire the film Willward. It's a sequel to Ben and the 2003 remake in the first film. Okay. When Mikey throws Ice Cream Kitty at Rat King, he says, "Ice Cream Kitty, Kitty away," or something like that. A reference to Pokemon. The cooler he keeps Ice Cream Kitty in is also bears the same red and white cooler scheme as a Pokeball. I didn't really think of that. That's quite cool. I really wish you said.
Yeah. To be honest, I didn't see it in the moment, but now that you say it out loud, I do see it.
Yeah, I mean, I still do wish that, like Mikey did go, "Ice Cream Kitty, I choose you." I really wish he said that now.
Same.
Okay, so for the cast, April was voiced by Mae Whitman, Casey was voiced by Josh Peck, Donatello voiced by Rob Paulson, Leonardo voiced by Jason Biggs, Michelangelo voiced by Greg Sykes, Raphael voiced by Sean Astin, Wrecking voiced by Jeffrey Combs, Splinter voiced by Hung Lee, Irma voiced by Kay McCarruth, I said it wrong, Joan Brody voiced by Kari Wallergreen, and the Ratman Freak voiced by Jason Biggs, and then the Ice Cream Kitty was voiced by Kieran Eastman. Now, normally we do like look over new people, and the only person who is new here is Kieran Eastman, but when you look at his IMDb, it's not really impressive or anything. Like, he's not really because like he's not a voice actor or an actor or anything like that. He's mainly just been in Turtle projects, so I feel like we can just pretty much skip by him. Okay, so then for the next episode, it is called The Manhattan Project Part 1.
Ooh. Why does that ring a bell? The Manhattan Project. No, that can't be it. They wouldn't do that.
What do you think they're going to do?
Basically, when you said the Manhattan Project, I immediately thought of Oppenheimer.
No, it's not really, and it's not going to destroy the world or anything.
I know, but when you said the Manhattan Project, I immediately went Oppenheimer because the Manhattan Project was the code name for the nuclear bomb that they tested and detonated during the Second World War at Hiroshima. So, yeah, I don't know why that's what I thought, and I'm thinking, no, they can't do that. They're not going to nuke New York or something ridiculous like that. But
yeah,
no, the Manhattan Project. Yeah, it probably wouldn't be good detonating a nuke on like a children's TV program. It's like, hi kids, here's a nuke, and it just blows up. But no, the Manhattan Project, I really don't know. After the exciting episode that we had today, I doubt that I could think of anything else, because we had the creation of Ice Cream Kitty, we had the Rat King return. I don't know how they can top it, and I don't know where we can go from this exactly. I'm kind of clueless today.
Okay, well, I'll give you a few little teases, so like nothing spoilery or anything. So the Krang do play a very big part in the episode, and also there'll be a new character in there which I'm just gonna say now is gonna be one of your favorite characters of all time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's how good the character is. He's like he's like a fan favorite character from the show, and one which characters and it's like one of these characters like people want to have him in like every version of Turtles because of how great he is.
Really?
Yeah. But then not to mention, it's really weird because the voice actor who's voicing him, he's now doing the voice of Daffy Duck. No, not. Oh no. Oh god. No. Oh god. He's doing the voice of Bugs Bunny in Looney Tunes. So it's so.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah, it's so surprising to hear like his voice in this version of Turtles with his character, and then like knowing that he does the voice of Bugs Bunny. It is weird but amazing.
Oh wow, that is. So I've got something to look forward to for next episode.
Oh yeah. But yeah, do you have anything else to say about this episode, or are you all done with this one?
To be honest, I'm sort of done with this one. I don't really have too much else to say. I think we've covered everything in this one. But yeah, I'm all sorted.
Yeah, I've said all I wanted to. It's a really great episode, and oh boy, I can't wait for next week. Yeah, that's gonna be it for today, guys. If you want to get on the podcast, you can leave a comment on YouTube, Reddit, Facebook, Anchor, either as a text message or a voice message. And yeah, I've been your host Teddy,
And I've been Hayden.
and we'll see you soon. Goodbye, yo, bye.
Bye.